Bud Light update. Apparently Bud Light has decided to just quadruple down, in the face of losing nearly $30 billion in market cap due to the excuse, me ongoing boycott, and it's a pretty interesting thing to see, to be honest. With you it's wild to watch it all shake out in this manner, because, you would think it. I guess it just really goes to show how much power a lot of these like weirdo shadowy investor groups have. Either that or maybe Bud Light really is committed to the causes that they said they are. Maybe they really do back man and woman face, because I mean, yes, 2 people are gone. I think their terminations were pretty clearly involuntary absences, but they've gone on almost 2 months now without tweeting. Their stock has been in a free fall except for today. The entire market's up today. Even Bud Light stock is up a few cents, which is they've got to be pretty happy about that. Maybe the market thinks that they've finally hit rock bottom, but new news of new investments and a new just massive tone-deaf choices. Pretty interesting, and let's get right into it. So this find the Spectator. Bud Light fought the blue collar culture war, and the war won. If Budweiser was the king of beers, as its slogan claims, then Bud Light has long been the queen. Launched over 40 years ago in 1982, it was the world's most successful low-calorie beer. B- occupies a funny sweet spot in America's sprawling consumer conscience. It's also known as redneck soda, fruit water, and I'm not going to talk about the other stuff. Bud Light is a product of that conveys mass marketability, sense of irony. It's what admin dream about. But then 2 months ago, Anheuser-Busch's parent company did something stupid. Some marketing whiz decided to be super provocative to partner as a marketing drone, might like to say, with influencer Del Mulvaney promoted a can with their face on it to celebrate their first anniversary as well. A woman. This went viral in all the wrong ways and tapped into a social force that is now far more potent than the blue-collar irony. Is the blue-collar culture war. An angry online reaction began, just kept gathering speed. Mass boycotts continued, an anti-Bud hashtag sprouted up everywhere, and now sales are down nearly 30% year-on-year. Retailers are slashing the price of Bud Light, and Anheuser-Busch's shares are crashing. Of course, other economic factors are at play, and Bud Light has long been losing market share to Coors Light for some time. Nonetheless, the stunt could be remembered as one of the worst marketing missteps in history. Publicity isn't always good publicity, and in a cost of living crisis, when rage-addicted Americans can instantly share their fury together, a major online blunder can cost millions, even billions. Well, we've seen it actually cost. Speaking of how much it's cost, $27 billion erased from their market cap 2 months ago. Spotlight roll the dice. Obviously about $27 billion in market value has vanished, falling to $170,107.44 billion through the end of May, down from $134.55 billion on March 31st, as tracked by Dow Jones Market Data Group. The stock is down nearly 20% from a recent March high, just shy of hitting an official bear market, which is a 20 drop. May was the 3rd worst month on record for company shares. Now maybe that's why you saw a bunch of investment today, hopefully to try, and so much of investment is marketing. Try to keep it from hitting that market. So people say, quote, the problem is that you take your brand into a space that it doesn't need to be, and it just creates a strong feeling about someone that isn't really related to the product or the brand. So Timothy Calkins, Associated Chair of Marketing Department at Northwestern Kellogg, in an interview with Fox Business last week. That's why I think we're going to see a lot of brands be really cautious about what they do, especially related to issues that aren't directly aligned with their product or service. As CEO of a company founded in America's heartland more than 165 years ago, I'm responsible for ensuring every consumer feels proud for the beer we brew. We're honored to be part of the fabric of this country. Anheuser-Busch employs more than 18,000 people, and independent distributors employ an additional 50,000 valued colleagues. They try to really flex on people and make you feel bad for all the people that we're losing their jobs, when in reality, at the end of the day, those people lost their jobs because of the decision. Well, they haven't really lost their jobs yet for the decisions of Bud Light, sales volume down 29.5 in the week of May 20th. I suspect it may, with all the free beer they gave away last week. When we get the new data, it may actually, may actually drop more. I'm sorry, it may actually level off, but Bud Light continues to step in it. You see, Tennessee Festival's Bud Light stage renamed after controversy. Supposedly the request came prior to the Dylan Mulvaney Del Baco debacle. The upcoming June 2nd through 4th Riverbend Festival had used the Bud Light stage as a secondary stage for around 40 years. About 15,000 people attend the music festival each year, but this year the term Bud Light has become a toxic joke. This occurred last month. Obviously, everybody knows the new stage name is the Ultra stage is still in the Anheuser-Busch family but named after Anheuser-Busch's Michelob Ultra. The festival claims they requested the name change long before the Dylan Mulvaney debacle, but that's a little hard to believe. So anyway, here's the story. Michelob Ultra is the most requested beer among our guests, festival director Mickey Mikamish told the Chattanooga Times Free Press. We were pleased that the sponsor is providing this product to us, and of course, when they requested the stage beat renamed the Ultra stage, we readily agreed in a next test. Tax McCamish claimed that the change was made last year. The article was okay. According to the latest numbers, the anger of Bud Light for collapsing for partnering with Dylan is only getting worse. Yeah, I would say I don't buy that. In general, I don't necessarily believe that this change was made last year. Now, to be fair, Michelob Ultra is a beer that is, it's very popular, and maybe it's a thing during summer. I don't know. I feel like they want to push their seltzers and stuff like that more in the summertime, but yeah, it seems unlikely. This after obviously everything happening with the boss in Fenway Park and all this kind of stuff. Then you have a Bud Light announcing a new initiative with LGBTQ plus business owners despite boycotts and massive loss in sales, and people feel like they're getting spit on by this, because well, life's just like whatever. By the way, if you're enjoying my coverage and you haven't yet, there's a red subscribe button down below it. Would greatly appreciate if you click that. But later announced Tuesday, May 30th. Yesterday it would be extending its partnership with the National LGBT Chamber of Commerce, which started last year. The brewing company is also donating $200,000 to the NGLCC for the second year in a row. Today Bud Light is and the National LGBT Chamber of Commerce exclusive certifying body for LGBT-owned businesses announced here extending their partnership to continue supporting economic opportunities and advancements for LGBTQ Americans and business owners across the country. The statement says that the donation from Bud Light will go to their Communities of Color initiative, which supports LGBTQ plus owned businesses, including Cozy Biz Pitch competition, which could lead up to $50,000 in cash prizes. The move from Bud Light comes amid massive backlash from conservatives and anti-LGBTQ plus, slamming Anheuser-Busch and claims of being woke. Look